Please stand for the pledge. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Lancers. It is Wednesday, April 26th, and we have a great show planned for you guys.
That's right, Channing. We're going to have Austrian students, best buddies, and peer tutoring live in the studio.
That's right, Micah. We're also going to have Val on Magic Window and Drew on dejero, so let's get into it. I'm Channing Headley.
And I'm Micah Carlston.
And CHSTV starts right now.
Welcome back. First up on the show, we're going to have a story on a local surfer here in San Diego. Let's take a look.
Going surfing in the morning, jumping out in the water is like having that cup of coffee that gets me through the day. It washes everything away. It really does. And so it's addicting because it feels that way because you want to feel like that over and over again. The coolness of the water and just paddling and floating in the water it just refreshes you.
And Jeanette's been feeling that refreshment almost her whole life.
I first started surfing in 1968. It was a boyfriend in high school. He would go off with his friends, they'd be gone all day and come back with smiles on their faces and all suntan. And I told him, I want to try that out. I started longboarding and I loved it. Longboarding was more like a dance. So it was more smooth and graceful and I fell in love with it.
Over the years, her love for surfing has provided her with huge opportunities.
My friend Heather Hudson had this idea to make a film, and she thought it would be a really good idea to tell stories about just ordinary women who love surfing and what they do for a living. Heather wanted to tell my story, and when you watch it, it just makes you, again, fall in love with surfing.
And so surfing has given Jeanette a lifetime of happiness.
The whole thing is, it's hard not to fall in love with it. It just becomes a part of your life.
Are you tired? I'm exhausted.
And when I don't surf, it's hard because, what happens when you don't have your cup of coffee in the morning? Surfing lights up my life.
Jeanette embraces surfing not just as a passion, but also as a way of life. Reporting for CHSTV alongside Taylor Lohmeyer, I'm Lucy Walker.
Thank you for that piece, Lucy. CHS varsity Lancer baseball team will be playing versus LCC. One second, our teleprompter's not loading. Against La Costa Canyon at Petco Park on Saturday, April 29th at 4 p.m. Tickets to watch this game can be purchased online or in person at one of the home games on April 10th or April 26th.
Have you ever thought about a career in healthcare? Come hear from an expert in the field to give advice to those interested becoming healthcare professionals. Free pizza will be provided by CHS PTSA for students who register. Now we have Landon live in the studio with some Austrian exchange students. Landon, what's up?
Thank you, Channing. Yes, my name is Landon Miller, and I'm here with Maya, Avery, and their exchange students, both named Matthias. So first off, Avery, what inspired you to host an Austrian exchange student?
Yeah, so this experience has been really out of my comfort zone, and I just kind of wanted to give them the best experience of America as possible, and I wanted to learn about Austria as well. So yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah, so I guess my next question for Matthias, number one, what do you learned about America? What do you like and maybe dislike about it?
I learned from Americans that they are much friendlier than Austrians, I think, and I learned that they eat much more than Austrians.
They eat a lot more. Oh, that's interesting. And then what do Austrians think about Americans back in Austria?
Yeah, I think Austrians think that Americans are like kind of stupid because they maybe don't have any general knowledge, but I found out it's not true. So
that's good. It's not true. I guess we're smart after all. And then Maya, what have you brought Matthias to do so far?
We've gone to the beach a lot, and we tried some new foods, and I also took him to the city.
Awesome. And then Matthias, what's your favorite part about what she's brought you to do so far?
Yeah, I was in San Diego, and it was pretty interesting. I went to the Midway aircraft carrier, and it was very interesting.
Awesome. Well, you guys are having fun, which is great. Hope you keep enjoying your stay for the next week or so. And it's great that you guys brought some exchange students into your homes. And I guess I'm going to send it back to the desk.
Thank you, Landon. Attention sophomores and juniors. CHS counselors are hosting a college information night this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Learn about the college admission process, financial aid opportunities, and more from representatives as well as our own CHS counselors. Details can be found in your Google Classroom. Honor your graduate's commitment by purchasing a graduation banner. They are 2 feet by 3 feet and cost $50. Contact the CHS Student Store for more information.
For our next break in the announcements, we'll have Zoe live with Best Buddies. Take it away, Zoe.
Thanks, Channing. Good morning, Carlsbad. I'm Zoe, live in the studio with Rachel and Roxy from Best Buddies to talk about these awesome shirts and the inclusion movement currently going on right now. So, Rachel, what is the inclusion movement?
Yeah, so Roxy and I are here to tell you guys about the event that Best Buddies is having this week. And this week we are starting our Spread the Word to End the Word campaign, where we can become a more inclusive campus.
That sounds perfect. And I know that you guys have an event coming up tomorrow. So, Roxy, can you give us the details about that?
The Spread the Word campaign is happening tomorrow at lunch in the quad. Come stop by our table and pledge to be inclusive.
That's perfect. And so, Rachel, finally, what can Carlsbad students do if they want to get involved?
Yeah, so this week Carlsbad students can come to the quad at lunch, just like Roxy said, and then each week join us for Best Buddies every Thursday at lunch.
All right, thank you guys so much for coming on. Carlsbad, make sure to come out and support and pledge your support for this movement tomorrow in the quad at lunch.
Thank you, Zoe and Best Buddies. The Carlsbad Prom Project has begun. The project is a prom dress and accessory drive in support of the Princess Project, an organization that gives away prom necessities to high school students in need. If you, friend, or family member has a donation to make, drop your dress or accessory off in the front office or ASB room 5004. Today is the last day Carlsbad Prom Project will be accepting donations, so if you were planning on it, make sure to drop off your dresses.
April is National Poetry Month. During the entire month, the library will be hosting a contest for students to express their creativeness through poetry. At the end of the month, 5 poems will be selected and the winners will be announced on CHSTV. The top 5 winners will receive gift cards. See School Loop for more info. Up next, we have peer tutoring live in the studio with Keely. Keely, what's up?
Yes, good morning, Carlsbad. I'm here live with some very special guests to talk a little bit more about peer tutoring. So, Mr. Chapman, what is peer tutoring?
Peer tutoring allows students the opportunity to receive tutoring from their peers. So a lot of times it's people in the upper levels that have taken the classes that our other students have taken and they have expertise in that area. So they can come and get some tutoring from them. We have it in a variety of different subjects, and this is a great time to start because obviously we're approaching rapidly the end of the semester. So if students want to get that help, they can come and get that help with their peer tutors.
That's really awesome, and I know AP tests are coming up very soon, so that could be a really great help. When and where is peer tutoring?
So peer tutoring is located at the library. So on Mondays and Fridays, it's 7:25 to 8:25, and Tuesdays to Thursday, it's 3:30 to 4:30.
That's really great. A lot of great times to come. And who is open to peer tutoring?
So anyone can come, from freshmen to senior. We welcome anyone who needs help with anything, from math all the way to Spanish and other subjects as well.
That's really great, Carlsbad. If you need any help with school, peer tutoring is always open.
Thank you, Keely. Next up, we have Val standing by live on the Magic Window. Val, what's up?
Good morning, Carlsbad. I'm Val Bedoya, standing here live on the Magic Window to talk about some summer activities since summer is coming up right around the corner. First up, if you're an outdoorsy person and want to get some exercise, a great idea would be to go to the Torrey Pines State Reserve, where there's a ton of hikes going from super difficult ones to really easy ones that you can go with your family, friends, and other things like that. And there's great ocean views on every single hike. Next, you can go down to the La Jolla Cove, where the water is known to be super clear, so it's great for snorkeling and swimming. There's also great restaurants up there that you can go to. Lastly, the San Diego State Fair, held at the Del Mar Fairgrounds yearly, starts at the beginning of June and ends the 4th of July. It's a great spot to go to. There's lots of fair rides, fair food, and other things like that. Thank you for tuning in today. Anchors, back to you.
Thank you, Val. Those are some great ideas.
Yeah, thank you so much for that information. Next up, we are going to have Drew Evanson live via dejero. Let's take a look.
What is going on, Carlsbad? It smells really bad out here. As you can see, I'm here at the Carlsbad dump, which is a very important facility here in Carlsbad. Now, any trash that you throw away comes here to get sorted and dealt with properly. Now, on the same topic, Race and Avery are bringing us an amazing PSA on the importance of separating your trash and dealing with it properly. Let's roll the piece.
Hi, I'm Sean Fettel. The city's Sustainable Materials Management Division strives for a healthy and clean environment through education and community involvement. We are happy to partner with I Love a Clean San Diego, a local environmental organization, to fill you in on a new waste sorting system that's being implemented at your school. It probably comes as no surprise that humans produce a lot of waste. The average Carlsbad resident produces about 7.5 pounds of waste per day. That's about the weight of a Pomeranian. This waste is rapidly filling our landfills. The city's waste is driven to the Otay landfill in Otay Mesa, which is estimated to reach capacity by the year 2030, meaning it's definitely time to start rethinking our practices. When trash ends up in the landfill, those resources are buried and can no longer be used. When these items are sorted properly instead, they could potentially be recycled or composted, and those resources can go on to have a second life. As you can see, there is more to throwing something away than meets the eye. But there's so much more that we can do. Schools across Carlsbad are implementing sorting stations that will make waste sorting easy and convenient for all students. Here's what you need to know to get started at school. You'll see these bins placed throughout the school. Encourage your friends and classmates to sort their items. Once you build the habit of sorting your waste properly every time, it becomes second nature. There are 3 main categories to sort: compost, green, recycling, blue, and landfill, gray. Let's go over each one of them. Organics include items that will biodegrade, such as apple cores or banana peels. When these scraps are composted naturally, instead of being buried in a landfill, their nutrients can replenish the soil. Currently, about 40% of the food in the United States goes to waste. So make sure that only food scraps such as orange and banana peels go into the green compost bin. If a food item in your lunch is still edible, save it for later or give it to a friend instead of putting it in the bin. Recycling allows an item to be remade into something else instead of sitting in the landfill. This extends the life of our resources. Glass, metal, paper cartons, and plastic bottles and containers can go into the blue recycling bin. Many of the items you receive with your school lunch are made of these 4 materials, meaning they are recyclable. It is also important to note that recycling must be kept as clean and dry as possible. Try to limit the amount of food residue on recyclable items. Contaminated items can cause otherwise recyclable items to have to be thrown away. Anything that cannot be composted or recycled goes into the gray landfill bin. This includes items such as chip and bar wrappers, hot coffee cups, napkins, and anything that is too small to be recycled, such as bottle caps, utensils, and straws. Soft plastics such as Ziploc baggies and grocery bags must also be sent to the landfill. By using what you have to the fullest potential, using reusable items instead of single-use disposables when possible, and utilizing the recycling and organic bins, you can significantly reduce how much you put in the landfill bin. Your participation is imperative to ensuring that we keep Carlsbad beautiful. Remember that every piece matters. The City of Carlsbad trusts that you will act for a brighter future. If you have any questions or want to learn more about our environmental initiatives in your area, visit carlsbadca.gov. Happy sorting!